Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Up Supercast Game Club. My name is Brandon, and I am your host. And joining me today, I have Ills.
I vanish.
And I got Noah.
Darman Naga. And so, remember your saw?
That was pretty good.
I couldn't remember the first part for the life of me, but I remember the end, so I tried my best.
That was good. This episode, we played New Super Lucky's Tale for multiple consoles it's available on. It is available on the PC, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One/Series X, because it got a boost for that as well. And it was released originally, so New Super Lucky's Tale was originally released on the Nintendo Switch on November 8th in 2019. Then the Xbox on August 21st, 2020. Actually, was released on Xbox and PS4 in August 21st, 2020. Was developed by Playful Studios and published by Microsoft Studios. So, Microsoft published game. It was released on Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 4, which, they do that a lot now, right? Microsoft doesn't really care.
This is probably one of the first, one of the earlier ones that happened.
Yeah, one of the earlier ones, yeah. This game is technically an enhanced remake of a game called Super Lucky's Tale. That was released originally just on Xbox One and PC. So this is just they added slapped new on the title, and basically that's the remake. So it's not like New Super Mario Brothers where it's a different game. This is just an enhanced remake, in which Super Lucky's Tale or New Super Lucky's Tale is a sequel to a game called Lucky's Tale, and Lucky's Tale was released on the Oculus Rift, actually, back in 2016 when the Oculus Rift first came out. It was a launch title and also a pack-in game. So the original game was a VR platformer. I did watch...
I didn't expect.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, going from VR to like just a regular platform was like, Jesus Christ. That's a big difference.
Well, I don't know if it was first-person VR or not.
It was not. It was not, no. It was just basically a 3D platformer with VR where, you can kind of look around.
Yeah.
So I don't know if is that the case? Because I haven't played Astrobot.
I believe that is also the case with Astrobot. Right,
it's just a platformer when you can look around in a VR space. So basically your head is the camera. So, I did look up some stuff about Lucky's Tale, the original, because I was curious. Because I wanted to know, was Super Lucky's Tale just also an enhanced version of that? That's not the case. The original Lucky's Tale is a very different game. It's still a 3D platformer, but as we'll talk about, it does not have a ton in common besides Lucky and some of the enemies and stuff. But yeah, Super Lucky's Tale is a brand new game. It is a sequel to that in a way. I chose this game, New Super Lucky's Tale, for us to play this time around. Reason being, I love 3D platformers. Really, I guess that's the biggest reason. I remember seeing this game being revealed at E3 for the Xbox, and was like, yeah, it looks kind of cool. I bought Super Lucky's Tale when it first came out. I played it for maybe an hour and was like, yeah, I don't know, the controls weren't really great. The camera was kind of bad. And I was like, yeah, it just isn't really that good. But then when they re-release it as New Super Lucky's Tale, they addressed a lot of criticism that the game originally had, basically reworked the game from the ground up and, redid the camera, redid the controls. A lot of the levels and stuff kind of stay the same, but they just built how the game plays from the ground up to actually make it play better.
That's
Well,
interesting because when I've played this version, it's like I thought the controls were actually really good.
Yeah, so
So it must have been like a drastic difference from the original.
they
From what I
redid-
can see, like the reviews, it's a common complaint that like the camera was just bad.
the original game. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the original game also had, 2 DLC packs, which this game incorporates into the story. So it adds everything together into one package. So yeah, I mean, the reason why I really wanted to play it was because, I played the original one, was kind of like, but then I saw that they made it better, and I already was interested in it originally, but to be just kind of disappointed, and I was like, okay, I want to go back to it now. And I heard decent things that they did a good job and made it a better game, so that's the reason why I picked it. So yeah, I mean, New Super Lucky's Tale is like we already mentioned, it's a platformer, both 3D and 2D at times. So it does both, and you play as Lucky Swifttail, little red fox with a blue cape, and he's pretty cute looking. And he basically, the story is you as Lucky have to go on a quest to restore the pages to a book called the Book of Ages, which is a book that holds all these different worlds together inside of it. Because you get sucked into the book at the beginning of the game. You're on like a quest to protect the book. You're a guardian. You and your older sister. I don't think Lucky's not officially a guardian at the beginning of the game,
he's
but
like a guardian in training or something.
yeah. So he has an older sister named Lyra, and there's a few other guardians there as well. And a former guardian, name is Jinx, this big cat. He's actually trying to get the book for himself to restore his old world that I guess was just gone from the book, and he wanted to take the book for himself. And him and his kids, known as the kitty litter, which is funny pun, bunch of cats, they steal the book, and the book ends up sucking them in as well as Lucky. And Lucky is inside the book and has to restore the pages to all the worlds and defeat Jinx to escape.
Yeah.
I
I think the premise is pretty cool, actually. Like, I do like that the book is like, it contains all these worlds, so it's kind of like the universe itself, basically. And they have to protect this book. And it's a pretty interesting conceit.
Yeah. Yeah, it is, and it does a lot more in this game in New Super Lucky's Tale of setting up that story than the original game did. It adds like some scenes and stuff, which is cool. So yeah, it sets it up with like a story kind of. I like the artwork and the character design and everything too. I think they're all cute. Even the bad guys are cute. The kitty litter.
It's very charming, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the character designs and the character models are very good all throughout the game. And like you were saying, the opening cutscene, which is all new for this, is very pretty.
Yeah, like hand drawn stuff too. Yeah, I like it. It's pretty cool. And yeah, I mean, it is kind of a simple setup, but that's what all you need for a game kind of like this, too. And it's so you start off as in this world. It's like a golem world, and
The Sky Castle.
The Sky Castle, yeah. And I do like. Now we mentioned there's like all these different worlds in the book, and you visit all these different areas, and I like how each one kind of has its own like citizens, too, or like species of the world. Like the first area has like the golems for the Sky Castle, and the second area has like these like it's like these worms.
The worms from Texas.
The farmer worms, yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's like the ghosts from the horror world, and
the fish people and the yetis.
Yeah, the wrestling yetis.
The wrestling yetis are great.
Yeah. I I like that. I think that's kind of neat too. How each area has its own world.
Yeah, probably the wrestling Yetis was my favorite. They're like, they used to wrestle a lot, but now they're trying to find inner peace. So the whole place has like a yoga retreat vibe to it. But there's still all these like wrestling references, like wrestling rings all around the place and like wrestling belts.
Yeah, and I like how at the end, like, you have the Guardians, right? And there's like different species, and like one of them used to be a wrestler, and he just looks like Macho Man.
Yep.
Yeah, that's funny.
He's called the Penultimate Warrior.
Yeah, that's good. So yeah, I mean, basically, we said it's a 3D platformer. Most of it is a 3D platformer. There are 2D stages as well in the game, and
there's also like puzzle stages, and like like they try to be very add a lot of variety to like the different types of stages they have. Like they also have like auto scroll levels and things like that. It's like they tried to. It was really good. It was like really good going. They had it was a good transition. A pace. Like it keeps changing the pace from like a regular open world 3D level, and they threw a 2D level after that, and then they would throw a puzzle, and then it was a good order. Like they kept switching it up. It felt really fresh.
Yeah, because like every world has like between 3 to 5 levels in it, with a boss level, and like within those 3 to 5 levels, it'll be like a 2D platformer, an auto runner sometimes. You know, the open world. They're small open world like levels, but they're pretty nice. And then sometimes they have like these 3D platforming mazes, which is, you know, kind of crazy, but still pretty good.
Yeah. I agree. I like that they switch it up a lot too.
Yeah.
And they each have these like the worlds kind of also have like these like side little like levels too, like the sliding puzzles or the marbles.
Yeah. I mean, I thought those were okay, but they're way too repetitive. There were way too many.
The sliding puzzles can fuck off after a while.
There were so many.
Yeah. I liked the construction worker guy that was there, but I hated doing them after a while, especially because they kept getting harder, and I was like, okay.
Yeah. Like, it wasn't even the difficulty for me. It was just like it felt like they had no more ideas. It was just this one thing over and over. They did have the monkey ball levels in World 2, and then it comes back in World 5, but I mean, there was only 4 of them in the whole game. And in the post-game, there a few more.
Yeah, because I thought at first, because you get World 1, you get the sliding puzzles, and in World 2, you get the monkey ball, like, marble ones. And then I thought, like, they were going to keep doing that each world, and I was, like, excited, like, oh, what are they going to do next? But, it went right back to sliding puzzles, and then sliding puzzles again, and I was like, oh, my God.
Yeah, I was pretty disappointed.
Yeah, I was like, I had enough of these, like, you know.
Especially in some of the worlds, there are, like, 6 of them. I'm like, oh, man, what the fuck? There's so many.
There was one of them that had a lot. I don't remember which one it was, but...
I think it was the island.
Yeah, I was like, God damn, there's a lot of these things. But yeah, the main levels, though, I really like the variety that they use to switch it up. And they all play pretty well, too, because I like the 2D part. Like, even the auto runners they're short, you know? You can just kind of go through them, and they're not that hard. And even if you miss a collectible, you can go back and complete it in like a minute or two. So it's pretty good. And you know, even in some of the 3D platforming levels, there's like different objectives that you have to complete, and you know, like they don't just say the same. It's not just get point A to point B. There's a lot of like just different stuff, like you know, like, oh, you got to go, you know, find these characters or whatever, you know, or hey,
hide from the farmer.
Yeah, hide from the farmer, but you have to stay underground. Which speaking of that, you know, I kind of I'd love to talk about Lucky's moveset, because I think that's one of the good things about the game is, you know, he has your typical, you know, your run, jump, you know, and he has like an attack, a tail swipe. But you know, he also has the ability to burrow underground. And I really like that. I think that's
that mechanic is really fun. It's like just like jumping into the end, and just diving randomly, popping back out, jumping into all the enemies, diving back into the ground. It's like it's really smooth and fluent. It's really fun. Like
I especially like how fluid it is. How you can constantly be moving with that, so you never feel like any part of it is like slowing you
and
down.
they even made like some parts, or like some segments or some levels to be like that, where you can just constantly be moving or being underground, popping out, and don't walk, just keep moving.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I don't remember it being so good like in the original. Like I think they did a good job like of just reworking the controls and how the game plays, and now it's good. It's very fluid. I like, even in like the kind of the combat, you can kind of use it to do combat. You can dive at the enemies, or if you're underground, you can pop up. And some of them, like, you can flip them over. And it's cool. It's a good mechanic for a game like this, for a 3D platformer.
Yeah.
They even use it in like the 2D sections. There's parts where you have to like go underground, like because there's like a fence or something, and or there's spikes that are going to be too close. If if you don't go underground, you can get hit.
In the auto runner sections too.
Yeah. Yep. So they use it in a variety of ways too, which is really really clever. And each level has like different collectibles. So there's like the main goal of each level is always to get like the page, right? Like it's like the star of like getting the star in Super Mario. But then you have like these bonus objectives. Each level has the same, but there's a extra page or a secret page. There's collect. Now when you're playing, there's like gems that you can pick up.
Coins
and gems. Yeah, like diamonds and stuff.
And you have to get 300 coins.
Yeah, 300 coins in each level, and then you have to spell out lucky. So like kind of like Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah.
With the letters. Yeah, spelling out Kong, but you have to spell lucky. Just collect all the letters. And yeah, just it adds a little bit extra to the levels. You spend walking around and looking around. The 3D ones, 2D ones, they hide them pretty well. Some of them are easier to find than others. I would say overall difficulty in the game, it is very easy.
So, yeah, super low.
Yeah,
the difficulty.
Yeah,
it feels like it could be like a kid's first platformer, basically.
Which like typically when things are like that easy, like I kind of like crave more challenge to it, and was like I would always go back and be feeling like I kind of wish it was a little bit more challenging, because this is just like stupid easy. But in combination with like how Lucky feels gameplay wise and how he controls and like the variety of the levels, I feel like they struck nearly the perfect balance of how like the difficult should be. Like I never got frustrated playing the game. It was always fun going through levels, collecting. Like I 100%ed it as well. I got all the pages, got all the hot dogs, got all the medals at the end of the last world. It was just really good. It was like really fun, and the difficulty, even if it was very easy, it did not take away from the experience at all. Like it fit right in.
Yeah, I mean, mostly I agree. I did feel like it was too easy. Like, especially in like the first 4 or 5 levels, which is most of the game. There are only 6 levels, and that's counting the post game. The post game is where it started to pick up, and I thought those were the best platforming levels. And so that's when I was really engaged by the game. But mostly before that, I was like snoring through it, basically. Not that it's a bad game. It's just I barely had to pay attention to win.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is very, very easy, especially if you're not trying to 100% it, I can only imagine, because I 100% of the game, just like you said, Noah, you did too. Because some of the challenge comes from getting the collectibles. Even that is pretty easy. There's a couple that are like, kind of cleverly hidden here and there, but if you're used to video games and how they will hide stuff, most of them are pretty easy to get anyway. But, yeah, I mean, most of the game, like if you were just going to beat this game straight up, not caring, just going through, it would be like piss easy.
Yeah.
Also, there's no reason to 100% the game. I mean, I got everything but the hot dogs, and you don't even get like the post game isn't even a reward for the 100%. You just get that when you beat it.
Yeah.
So there isn't like a reason.
There's no
reason
really
given. No.
for me there was because I wanted to get all the achievements, but
I guess the costumes, if achievements aside, the costumes would be the one thing.
Yeah, I mean, even beating the game and 100%ing it, I didn't even have enough money to buy every single costume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have had to like go do a little extra grinding. I got most of them, but I think there was like maybe 2 or 3 that I didn't get. So yeah, I mean, you almost have to do grinding to get some of the costumes.
Which seems silly.
Which does seem a little silly, yeah. Speaking of the costumes, I like that there's costumes. I think that's kind of a neat little thing, but it doesn't really change anything. But it's also kind of cool. I like I would just dress up Lucky and kind of like the main theme costume of whatever world I was playing. I thought it was kind of cool, and
I thought they were generally nice. I wish they were like I kind of like I like them mostly, but I kind of wish they were a little bit better too. Like some of them were kind of lame, but
kind of wish there was some more too. They have like a costume after you beat the boss. There's like a costume for each of the kitty litter. Basically, you get to wear their outfit, but also each world has like its own like themed costume. After the end of the game, you get to unlock like there's like if you collect all the hot dogs, you get an extra costume. It's like a hot dog vendor costume. Which the hot dogs are, like we said. I mean, that's where the real challenge comes from. The final world, which is kind of like an extra world, like a post game, because it was a DLC and it also is after the final boss. But that's where the real challenge comes in, honestly. There aren't
that many levels, and the platforming levels, like they're not like whole levels. They're just like you just have to get the medal at the end. You don't have to do like all the shit you had to do before. Yeah. But they really, especially in the platforming ones, they really ramped up like the difficulty. They expect a lot more of you. They make you use all the powers that you have, and it's really good. I wish more of the game was like that, because it actually felt like I actually had to try at that point. I was like, okay, now I'm having fun. It would be nice to see a little bit more of that, but it's all, you can also tell that they definitely made this game as like you said, like maybe like a kid's first platformer, not too hard. For me, it was just, even though I knew it was really easy, it was kind of like just hitting that like serotonin that you get when you're playing a 3D platformer, where you're just like feeling good collecting things. And kind of like exploring like the environments where all these like characters are and things like that was pretty fun. Like just going through the terrain, like climbing up the highs and the lows, and going through like the water, like in the island area, just exploring, kind of. Moving the camera around, trying to find the secrets, exploring every nook and cranny of the world. It was just hitting those notes, that I want, like to feel in a 3D platformer. And it was like, it wasn't like, it's just struck
and there's a lot
balance.
of room, and there was a lot of room to just fuck around and like burrow and jump all over the place. It just kind of felt like a playground kind of thing.
I would say outside of difficulty, which could have been a little bit harder, it just struck a good balance of like hitting all those things that you would want to have in a 3D platformer without like, because sometimes 3D platformers get a little too overzealous with the collectibles, there's like just too much. It's like exhausting, or the worlds are so big that exploring them is oh man,
That would be the bad kind of difficulty.
So like in terms of like a general 3D platformer, I think it finds a very good balance.
For sure.
And I do like I think the level design was pretty good too, and I like the themes of all the worlds were nice. I think the graphics were colorful. I specifically like there was this like one level, it's a 2D level, right? And just really reminded me of Donkey Kong Country, like a lot. Like it had like these like watermelons and like buzz saws in the background that were like cutting them.
Reminded me of ukulele.
A little bit too. It just really like reminded me of a Rare game, and you could like dive into the watermelon too, which was really cool.
It was really strange having that where it was. It was like in the desert.
Yeah,
It was a cool level.
it was a cool level. It just big Donkey Kong Country feel from that level, like the return games especially. It felt like it would have fit right in. So I liked how I just liked the design of that world, and I like how a lot of worlds just they do a whole bunch of different things. It's not, you don't feel like you're continually playing like the same type of level over and over again, which is cool.
Yeah, the variety really comes in well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like the one. I also really like the carnival level where you had to like earn the tickets to buy the prizes. That was just fun. It was just a nice little like shake up to to play all the different mini games like whack-a-mole, and like there's like a shooting gallery. So I thought that was really cool too. I mean, real life, I like carnivals and like theme parks and stuff. So I was like, oh, this is really neat.
Yeah, for the most, I mean, it's a cool premise. I wish they would have done more with it, like because that level, the mini games feel pretty shallow. But I mean, it's fine. Like I kind of wish they would have went a little bit harder with it, but you
get like a platforming section at the end where you jump across the whatchamacallit, I can't think of not the merry-go, Ferris wheel. Giant Ferris wheels too. Yeah.
Yeah, and you didn't even have to do most of them, or even all of them.
You didn't. No, you only had to do like if you wanted to just beat the level, you only had to do like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like the race. There's like a race one too, where you have to like race
a chicken.
A chicken, yeah.
Beat the hell out of that chicken.
Yeah, it was pretty
Chicken
pretty easy.
had no chance.
Speaking of beating the hell out of things, the bosses also, like the game is, they're all pretty easy.
Yep.
None of them are very hard. I mean, even the last boss wasn't hard. So.
Even the remixes of the boss in the fucking post game, still easy.
Oh yeah, with that.
Still easy.
Yeah.
I'd say maybe the hardest boss was. The hardest part of the game for me, actually, and this would be only because I wanted to get all the achievements, was the last level I had to play was the Wrigglemania, which is like you had to fight 4 waves of enemies in this wrestling ring, and you had to do it. There was an achievement to do it without getting hit once, and that actually was pretty fucking hard. It took me like 40 tries. Wow. I was getting really frustrated. I was like, why? This is just so annoying. I have to restart the whole level every time I fail. Like, if I didn't, it would have been so easy to beat without, like, if I didn't want that achievement. Because they give you plenty of health. Like, it's not hard at all. But, like, just one little
a lot
step
of room for error, basically, yeah.
Yeah, with the spikes and the...
Oh, that's how they decide to add the challenge. Like, the real completionists will go for the freaking achievements. So we'll make it fucking... thing.
It was hard.
There were no achievements on Nintendo, so...
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
That was hard to do. I'll tell you that. It did not do that without getting hit. Also, they had, Lady Meowmalade. You had to beat her without getting hit, which I only failed once, so, I mean, that was not that hard. But I could see how it could be difficult as well.
Yeah, you have to get to the dance floor in the right places.
Yeah. I think she was like one of the most interesting bosses.
I like
her
fight, yeah.
Yeah. She was also a DLC boss, because the island level and the Foxington were the 2 DLC packs from the first game.
Yeah, super weird.
Yeah, it's weird that they like kind of stuck the...
So she was in the original, right? As a part of the kitty litter?
She was not in the original part of the kitty litter.
Oh, okay.
She was in the DLC. So, yeah, weird that level was kind of just like thrown in as like the 3rd world, I think.
4th.
The 4th. Yeah, they just kind of stuck it in there. But they fit it into the regular story, I guess.
I mean, I couldn't tell the difference. I thought it was part of like the original story, so
yeah,
fooled me.
It makes sense that's DLC though, because now when you play that level has the least amount of stages.
Yeah,
true,
and it has the most fucking bonus stages, mini games, the moving puzzle.
Mm-hmm. I also noticed that it has the ghosts that are hanging out there, and the ghosts hadn't been introduced yet.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas before, I was introducing just one species at a time, and I was like, "Oh, what are these ghost things?" I'm like, "I haven't seen these guys yet."
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of makes sense that there was DLC.
Yeah.
It makes you think, with those two worlds removed, right? With the island level and Foxington, right? Both taken out. How fucking short was Super Lucky's Tale?
That would have been super short.
Right? Like,
Also, I would have liked it a lot less.
Yeah. It was not only would it have been way shorter, and it would have just had worse controls and everything. So it would have, been a much worse game. So they did a good job, at least salvaging what they had before. I want to mention that the game's creative director has expressed. I did read that he has expressed interest in doing a sequel.
The ending of the game does leave you on a cliffhanger, like gives you room to think of, oh, okay, that's what's gonna happen in the next game. Kind of thing.
So there might be a sequel coming down the line because they've expressed interest in doing it. He said they have unused ideas that they wanted to put in. So
I hope they do come out with a sequel. So
yeah, I would want to play it if they did. Also, I guess in the original Super Lucky's Tale, I don't remember this. Lucky ran on all fours when he started running, but they changed it to make him do
bipedal.
Bipedal. They just said it was more precise and better to handle with the new controls that they added into the game.
Did he have the roller skate sneaker slide?
I don't know actually.
But he does a weird slide on hard surfaces. It looks
with surfaces you can't burrow on.
Yeah,
he just slides.
I did kind of like doing that.
Yeah, I did that too occasionally.
Mm-hmm. I wonder, speedrun tactics, if that's fast or.
It's slightly faster than your running speed, but
yeah. So I mean, burrowing underground was faster than running, which was just fun. Again, a fun way to get around because you were just getting around.
And you couldn't get hit.
Mm-hmm.
That too, yeah. So what were some of your guys' favorite levels in the game? I don't know if I mentioned them when I was talking about it, but
I really liked Foxington. Out of all the worlds, personality-wise or the residence stuff, I like the worms. They were just funny to talk to.
Yeah.
But as far as gameplay goes, I really liked Foxington. I like the 80s visuals or the 70s, whatever.
Yeah, the 80s
style.
Retroware.
Yeah, the retrowave.
And threw over a VCR type of filter over.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And those those are the levels that actually made you feel good with pulling off the jumps and the stunts and everything you needed to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely Foxington for me. But in the main game, I guess it would be Retro Retreat, the Yeti world.
Mm-hmm.
Those were the coolest.
Yeah.
Gilly Island was just it was too short, and I didn't like Lady Meow Malade.
Yeah, I agree. That was the. I didn't like her music. I'll tell you that. I should be offended by that. I'm sure, but
also one of the levels, one of the 3 levels in Gilly Island was that huge maze.
Yeah, that freaking maze,
which was kind of annoying.
Yeah,
I mean, it was okay.
Yeah, I was talking to Noah about that level. It kind of reminded me of a Super Mario Sunshine level. The aesthetics of it, and then just oh, you gotta go flip the umbrellas because it's hot out, and the platforms, how they flipped. Everything just reminded me of Super Mario Sunshine.
Yeah.
There was also an achievement for that level where you had to beat that level without using a single flip, a flipper. Oh. Which, I had to figure out how to jump over those walls without using the switches.
Huh.
It was the only way to do it. You basically had to double jump and then dive at the wall and then hit it right at the right angle so that you can jump one more time to get over the walls.
There was one thing where I was kind of fake hopping on top of the wall.
Yeah.
Because if you land on top of the wall, he'll just stutter he won't like land, so he'll be like half hopping. That's a cheesy way to do it.
Yeah, you could cheese your way through getting over the walls without having to hit the switches.
Those levels probably my least favorite. There were only
Yeah.
2 of them though, so.
Yeah, there was that. There was the one with the bunnies.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Wasn't there one more or no?
Pretty sure there was only 2.
Okay, I can't remember. But yeah, that I agree that was probably the worst world, the island level. I like exploring the islands more than the levels on the island.
Yeah.
But I hated her music, so I always wanted to destroy the stupid speakers. So I was like, fuck out of here.
Yep, that was one of the quests.
Yeah. I like the designs though of the cats. I like Tess a lot. Tess was really cool. She's like obsessed with science and like she'll
Mad
stick
scientist.
you in the marble. Yeah. I liked her design the most. I think she was the coolest looking one. And then you kind of like the first one you fight. I don't remember his name, but like the
Mittens.
ninja.
Mittens, yeah.
Mittens, yeah.
The ninja cat.
Kind of becomes like your friend, like your rival in a way.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah. And then basically the other one's like Napoleon, little Napoleon cat
Yeah.
with a big giant cat.
I kind of wish they came back like near the end. Like,
Well,
Mhm.
Napoleon
I know
came
Tess
back.
makes. I know Tess makes an appearance in Lady Marmalades, and so
Yeah.
does Napoleon.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or his name is General Buttons.
General Buttons
Buttons,
and
yeah.
Lieutenant Fluff and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I kind of wish they came back like for Jinx's castle or whatever. But,
Yeah.
I'm
You know what
surprised
would have
they
been
didn't.
harder if you had to fight all of them in a row.
yeah,
You know?
classic
wouldn't-
Mega Man style.
Yeah, it wouldn't even have been hard. It would have been at least like some sort of a challenge, you know?
Yeah, or maybe have it be like a new boss where all of them have, all different elements of every fight.
Fight them
But all-
together.
Yeah.
Yeah, combined.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been cool. I kind of wish they did that. Or they get into a giant robot or something. Just something where you have to fight. It would have been cool to see them all back again, like in one last fight.
Yeah, because after I beat Mittens, I don't think I ever saw him again.
You don't see him again until the post-credit scene.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sad.
Which is weird because you see all the other ones again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't
Well,
think
because that was a DLC level.
because it was DLC, but still. But yeah. All right, let's get to recommendations.
Wait, last
Wait.
thing.
Oh, you got one more thing. Okay.
Loading screens. I did not like them.
The tips.
The
The
fucking
golden.
guy was way too attached.
I liked some of the
Shut the fuck
tips was
up.
just like, I love you. You're my best friend.
No, thank you. Especially if this is a kid's game, that guy's creepy.
No, he's talking to Lucky though. Come on.
He's super creepy.
He was stuck by himself. Lucky saved him.
It's too much. Like I understand, like it's funny, but it gets like since it's every loading screen, like it has a random chance of showing up, and there are a lot of loading screens. It gets to be a lot.
Luckily, I played on Xbox Series X, and the loading screens were like 2 seconds. So
Yeah.
I barely had a chance to even read them.
Yeah, I played on PC, so I didn't have that many loading screens. Well, not that long of loading screens.
Was the loading long in the Switch version or no?
Switch users beware.
No,
It
no.
was like, it was like 30 seconds.
Oh wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, on the
It wasn't as long as like Little Nightmares or something.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Series X was literally like 2 seconds for loading screens, which is nice. And also, they recently patched the game as part of like their like we're
Smart
just gonna
delivery
patch
thing or
games.
whatever.
Yeah, I don't remember what it's called officially, but it's like it runs at like 120 frames a second now on Series X. So
Nice.
yeah, like runs super well. It's really cool. So yeah, well, let's get into recommendations. I will start. And I mean, if you're looking for a challenge, like a really hardcore platforming challenge, like I guess probably not. Especially not. But just in general, absolutely. I mean, you're looking for a game for your kid, 100%. This is a great choice. But even if you are just a fan of, platformers, 3D platformers, collectathons, just looking for something, just pleasant to play. New Super Lucky's Tale. You're not going to go wrong if you play this game. It's a very much improved game over its original release. So if you played that and didn't like it, I will say that they fixed a lot. So it's well worth checking out. Noah?
Yeah, 100%. This is pretty much what you said. It's not that challenging, so not challenging at all, but it's a very feel-good game. It's the type of game where you sit down to relax and just play through and have a good time. Lucky feels really, really fun to control. You can just run through the levels just having a good time without even doing anything, and you'll have fun. I would recommend it.
Ills?
Yeah, I mean, not much else I can say. Everything you said was right. I think the only thing I would add is that this game probably won't surprise you very much if you played any other 3D platformer, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just very solid. Feels good.
All right. And with that, we are going to take new Super Lucky's Tale, sorry.
Yes,
and add
a very important distinction.
It is. We're going to take new Super Lucky's Tale and put it on the list.
The
list. You can follow along with the list in the link that I put in the description below. It's a pastebin link where every episode of the Jump Up Supercast Game Club, we take whatever game we played and we add it to this ever-growing list. We also add a game every single regular episode of the podcast, so the weekly episodes. So if you want to keep up with the list, make sure you check the link again in the description below, pastebin link. It'll be right there. We got to figure out where it goes with all the games that are on the list already. And that's including all 255 of the games that are there. With that being said, I guess I'll start with myself. And let me look at the list. I've been looking at it while I've been talking. Let's see. So I've been scrolling up a little bit. One of the first comparisons I think that I hit right in terms of another game that is maybe similar is Kirby's Epic Yarn, right? So that's one at least stopping point.
Where is that?
Kirby's Epic Yarn is 133 right now.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean that's at least one idea of a game to compare it to that's already on the list. Because Kirby's Epic Yarn, if you haven't played it, is extremely fucking easy. I don't even think you can die in that game technically. You have no lives, you can't die. Really, the only real challenge comes from trying to 100% it, right? Because you have to you collect gems, and if you get hit, you lose some of your gems, and you want to get all the gems, get as many as you can, beat the level. I don't remember what the exact goal was, but there's that. I mean, I guess in comparison to that game, is this better than Kirby's Epic Yarn? I don't know, because I like Kirby's Epic Yarn a lot, actually.
Is it better than Mario Sunshine?
The fuck is Mario Sunshine? What number is that?
111.
111.
Maybe? I think it might be.
Is Mario Sunshine worse than Kirby's Epic Yarn?
Yeah, that might be a thing of, that might just be a whole nother thing. But yeah, I think it might be. But Super Mario Sunshine, I don't know. Sunshine has some really weak level design, not the levels themselves, but more of the shines. It has some really shitty shines, right? It has some really good ones, but it has some really bad ones in it too. So it's I don't know. I think I might put it above Sunshine. When I think about it.
Is it better than Freedom Planet?
Probably not. For me, I don't know. Maybe Freedom Planet. If you take away all the stupid fucking writing and the dumb cutscenes and the voice acting, that game is really solid.
So if you take away all the bad things, it's good.
But those bad things don't really impede on the gameplay, especially since they give you a choice.
It kind of like.
Well, they give you a
cringe.
choice at least. You know, like we played like the story mode obviously for this podcast, but like you know you can also just like they literally put in a mode like called classic mode because they're like, yeah, people hate this. So yeah, I don't know. I would say under Freedom Planet for gameplay wise.
Okay.
So if I was to slot it in between Sunshine and Freedom Planet, there's 3 games in the middle of that, right? Danganronpa, Star Fox, and Terranigma.
I'd put it below Danganronpa.
I'm okay with that. Below Danganronpa.
All right.
Well, I mean, what do you guys think? Ills, I guess you agree.
I'm good with that because
Okay.
yeah. Noah,
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with it. That's good.
do you have any objections?
Not really. That's a big block to surpass. It's a pretty tough block.
Okay.
So
that puts New Super Lucky's Tale at number 111 on the list out of now 256 games. So surrounding it is number 109 Star Fox 64, number 110 Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc, number 111 New Super Lucky's Tale, 112 Super Mario Sunshine, and 113 Bravely Default. That is it for the list, and that is almost the end of the podcast, but we can't leave just yet. We got a couple things that we want to just go over real quick, because if you did enjoy the Jump Up Supercast Game Club, make sure you check us out on your favorite podcast listening service of your choice. That includes SoundCloud, iTunes, and YouTube. New episodes of the Game Club go up every other Thursday, as well as the Jump Up Supercast, our regular podcast episodes that go up every single Monday, where we just talk about news and games, gaming stuff in general, and we add a game to the list every week. So give us a follow, give us a like or a share, and feel free to let us know what your thoughts are on New Super Lucky's Tale. Down in the comments below, have you played this game? Have you played the original? You know, just tell us if you haven't played it. You know, are you interested in playing it now? Let us know. Comments. We will, we would really appreciate that. If you want to support the podcast, we do have a Patreon where for just $1 a month, you get a chance to choose one of our Game Club games every round. What we do is take all the Patreon supporters, everybody suggests a game, we put it into a raffle, and we raffle off one of the choices once a round. So that's coming up kind of soon. Ills is going to pick a game next, and then after that is another Patreon pick. So get on that if you want us. If there's a game you really want us to play, there, you could possibly get a chance to do that. And it's only $1 a month. You support the podcast, and you also get access to our Discord, where you can talk to us about video games on there as well, and listen to the recordings live. And you can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram to stay up to date. Everything Jump Up Supercast related. We're gonna post when the episodes go up and all that, or when we go live on twitch.tv/JumpUpSupercast, where we play video games there. So plenty of ways to, talk to us about video games, and because that's what we love to do, because we are all obsessed with video games, and that's not a bad thing. Let me tell you that. And speaking of video games that we like to play, Ills, why don't you tell us what we're going to be playing next?
Sure. So I have no idea how to pronounce this game, but I guess it's Ico or Eco. We're playing that.
Oh.
For the PS2.
Nice.
I've heard it said Ico. I've heard it said Eco. I'm gonna go with Eco because I think that's correct. But
I think it's Eco. I think it is.
We'll find out.
Yeah, at least that's what I've always said as well. So I think I'm gonna go with that too. Okay, cool. So we're gonna play Eco, and we will be back in 2 weeks, and we will tell you what we thought about that game. So as always, thank you, Ills, and thank you, Noah, for joining me and playing video games. And even more importantly, thank you guys so much for listening. Go out there, play video games, and be nice.